Lately, there are a lot of talks about US elections 2020 and its impact to the stock market. The November 3rd elections between Republican Donald Trump and the Democrat Joe Biden will give voters a choice between two candidates with drastically different views of the world and divergent approaches to tackling some of the biggest issues in the country. Here in the video is a detailed look at their policies and proposals, including economy and big tech companies, which directly influences the stock market. What's up guys, this is Taxpert. On this channel I share with you about investments and finance, so we can together invest properly and get more returns. If you want to check out my other videos and top pick stocks, the link is somewhere here. Yeah. And for those who is just starting with the stock market, I would recommend commission-free eToro investing platform. You can sign up by the link provided in the description. Before we go further, please click that like button, subscribe to my channel for more interesting videos and help others to reach my video through the YouTube algorithm. Now we are up to Trump and Biden. Okay, let's see where Biden and Trump stand on key issues like economic and big techs. This information was updated on July 15th, 2020, so it is the pretty fresh information. If you want to look at some other issues where Biden and Trump stand, I'll leave the link in the description. So let's go on the economy. The coronavirus pandemic put tens of millions of Americans out of work, ended the longest U.S. economic recovery on record, and undermined a key argument for President Donald Trump's re-election. On reopening the economy, Joe Biden is cautious. He's cautious against reopening without ramping up testing, while the Donald Trump encouraged states to reopen as quickly as possible. Regarding stimulus, Joe Biden is more yes, while the Trump is maybe. So Joe Biden wants Washington to offer states more support in paying unemployment benefits, while the Trump is further stimulus measures must include payroll tax cut. What is regarding tax cuts, Biden says mostly no, pledges to reverse some of Trump's 2017 tax cuts by raising the marginal tax rate on the highest income earners back to 39.6 from 37%. And he supports expanding tax credits for lower income workers. While the Trump touts his 2017 tax cuts as an example of his approach to stimulating the economic growth, also he allies said that they will attack the policy of raising taxes while the economy struggles to recover. On trade, Biden resisted tit-for-tat tariffs, while the Trump is renegotiating trade deals. He wants to boost domestic manufacturing, continues to attack China. He says that America's difficulties in procuring medical supplies internationally during the pandemic are another reason to encourage US companies to avoid offshoring. Okay, Biden criticizes Trump's tariff war with China as bad as for US consumers and farmers, but also wants to boost domestic manufacturing and reduce dependence in China. Talking about healthcare was already a top concern among US voters even before the coronavirus pandemic. And the crisis is likely to shine an even brighter spotlight on the vast differences on healthcare policy between the two candidates. Regarding Obamacare, the Democrats are for it and they say yes, while the Trump has used his executive power on the courts to undermine the Affordable Care Act, i.e. Obamacare. And he has proposed a comprehensive replacement despite Trump's vow to deliver a better, less costly healthcare system. The Biden doesn't support a single-payer system like Medicare for all, instead calls for a Medicare-like public option that would serve as an alternative. They are both for the lower drug prices and the Medicare and Medicaid expansion. Trump says no, while Biden is for expansion of the Medicaid. And he proposes lowering the Medicare eligibility age from 65 to 60. Regarding immigration, Trump's push to crack down on illegal immigration was at the heart of his winning the 2016 election and has remained at the forefront of his White House agenda, while Biden promises to resign most of those policies if he becomes the president. Trump wants to limit immigration during the COVID-19 pandemic, while Biden says no. And there is also information about US-Mexico border wall. Trump is saying yes, but Biden says no. Family separation, Trump is mostly yes, and Biden is against that. And about Dreamers, Biden Biden supports that and says he will resign the cruel decision to terminate the DACA program and strengthen protections for Dreamers, while Trump in June, the US Supreme Court blocked Trump's effort to end Obama's Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, which protects roughly 650,000 immigrants, Dreamers, who were brought illegally to the United States as children from deportation. And the travel ban, Biden promises to resign the bans, while Trump signed an executive order banning entry to immigrants from 7 Muslim majority countries. And there's another big issue on the climate change. Biden has clean energy climate plans, while Trump doesn't have a climate plan on his campaign website, but an energy and environment section highlights his administration's resigning of Obama-era regulations. Regulating auto emissions, banning coal, fracking, all these issues are reviewed, but we won't stop here. About foreign policy, Trump won the 2016 election promising to put America first, overturn what he said were unfair trade deals, and force US allies to pay more toward joint defense measures. Biden pledges to restore US global leadership and reverse many of Trump's foreign policy actions. Tariffs on China. Biden says will remove tariffs for agricultural products, but take a hard line on China's alleged steel dumping and intellectual property infringement, while Trump slapped tariffs on Chinese goods in hopes of bringing back the US jobs, but the trade war hurt US farmers and cost manufacturing jobs. So this is some kind of an issue. And also there's reviewed US military in the Middle East. Here is mixed answers. Iran nuclear deal, meeting North Korea's leader, and international alliances. And the most interesting thing is about big tech. The regulation of big technology companies such as Facebook and Alphabet's Google has been a hot button issue ahead of 2020 presidential election. So on the breaking up big tech, both candidates are on maybe. Biden, who was vice president during the Silicon Valley friendly Obama administration, he criticized Facebook and other tech giants during his campaign and proposed a minimum federal tax aimed at companies like Amazon. Biden said dismantling companies like Facebook was something we should take a really hard look at. Trump, who has mixed relationships with tech companies, regularly bashing Amazon and its chief executive Jeff Bezos, but meeting with Apple's Tim Cook has said there is something going on in terms of monopoly when asked about big tech firms. The Trump administration is conducting a wide-ranging antitrust probe into major tech companies, but both he and Biden have stopped short of calling for the firms to be broken up. On regulating social media, both candidates are for it. Biden has clashed with Facebook over its policies on political ads and manipulated videos, was the only Democratic presidential candidate who called for revoking Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. This is a key internet law that largely exempts online platforms like Facebook and Twitter from legal liability for users' posts. While Trump, whose digital campaign helped propel him to the White House in 2016, has long accused the companies without evidence of censorship against conservatives. So this is pretty much it. I'll leave the source link in the description. You may want to read an updates on regular basis. As well, I will keep you on track on that. As you can see, there is no certain information on what's going to happen to the stock market. Let me know below in the comments what you think about all that. And regarding my video, what can be done better, I really appreciate. And again, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you and see you in the next video.